Hi everyone, Dolores Andrew Gavin here, the founder of the 7-week online journey through the chakras. I've also included the term flowing with the feminine in it because really when we're going through this wonderful journey through our chakras, we're opening up to this idea of more being in flow. And this has all come about through my recent Global Emotional Health Summit, where we heard from experts how best to navigate and to learn to flow. So I like incorporating more of the emotional work that I have done as well into the course. So of course this pertains a lot to the second chakra, which is our creative center and the center of our emotional flow. So we'll go more into that in week 2. Week 1, how we work this course is, week 1 we start with our foundation, the very essence of how we feel about our standing in the world and how we feel in relation to the topic of belonging almost. Because the first chakra being our foundation is how we feel about how we are in this world and how we stand in this world. And each week we go through questions where we can dive in deeper with these questions, and you'll be able to access your own unique story about your awareness center. And you know, we're all going to be different. It's a different journey for everybody, but the questions are there so that you can find out where you are in your personal journey and work from there. There's no right or wrong way to do this course, but it's always good to start at the foundation. That's why I like to start with the root chakra week 1. And as I say, then we move up to the second chakra, which is all about more being in flow. It's where our creativity is, and sometimes we may hear people being stuck in their creative writing, or it can be in any way in our lives. If we don't have flow with our emotions and with our just allowing life to flow more from us, we can get very stuck here in the second chakra. The third week we move up into our personal power center, our third chakra, the solar plexus. This is an area that can be really stuck, and it can really let us know how we are in relation to our own personal power. And this can have an effect in all areas of our life. It may keep us stuck from getting to where we actually want to go if we can't jump out of our power, out of our comfort zone almost, and jump into where the action is, where we actually want to go. And now sometimes we can be quite happy when we realize where we are with our personal power. We might decide to stay where we are. And there again, that's all fine. It's always good to know so that when we move up to the next chakra, we know the story that lies in the previous one. So then we will move up to the fourth chakra the following week, which is also in relation to, you know, it's the heart chakra, so it's love and that, but it's also in relation to self-love and how we actually embrace this self-love in our own life. And it's, when I say self-love there again, it's about, do we give ourselves time? You know, do we respect almost our body's needs? And then we go up to the throat chakra, which governs our communication, how we communicate with the world. And this can also be even in relation to how we're on social media, because it's all communication. And it also has to do with our ears and our listening, you know, how we listen to the criticisms of others, or maybe we perceive it to be a criticism where someone is giving us something that's constructive for us. So it's all to do with communication and asking the questions and finding out your own unique answers here, how you are with communicating what's in your heart, what's in your own area of emotional stuff, or whatever, how you get that out there to the world, and how the people perceive you then when you get it out there. Well, when I say that, it's like how people perceive us is their story. But when we communicate in a particular way, if it's out of alignment with what's in our heart, that can be picked up on by other people. And this could be something that we can look at in this throat chakra, because we want to be in alignment almost and keep things flowing. If we want to work a certain way and be authentic, then our written communication, how we are, how our presence is online, it's all connected. The following week, we'll move up to the sixth chakra, which is our third eye, literally our internal looking in at to see where we are in relation to our knowing what we know, our gut instinct, our ability to actually trust our intuition, trust what our body tells us it needs. And this could be a physical need, it could be an emotional need, or whatever. So it's we look and see with our physical eyes outwardly, but inwardly we have our sixth chakra. The last week then is about our crown chakra, and it's really this bringing together of the whole story. You know, it's our connection, and it's a realization that when we go through this journey through the chakras, that we actually are creating our own reality. But we're doing this in a way that makes sense week 7, because we've realized how possibly we may be stuck in our power. We may have transcended our fear and allowed a little more courage to come into our lives day by day. We might have changed our vocabulary online. It's this whole coming together. We might have started to look and trust our own bodily instincts. So it's a journey for 7 weeks. Each week we will have a meditation specifically associated with a particular chakra we're working on. We'll also ask the probing questions. Now, these questions are your questions, your personal, unique journey. We'll all have a different one, and you don't have to share it each week. We will have a private Facebook group, but it's at your own discretion. You may want to just journal yourself at home. You can do the course your own way. We'll also we'll look at an essential oil each week that we can use to raise our vibration to the vibration that we actually want to bring into our lives. We'll also look at how to use color in each of the chakras. There again, ways to introduce possibly red into our lives through food or through wearing a red scarf for the first chakra. Lots of different tips like that. Now, I'm also including free with this course, my goddess course, which I have written. And there again, I paired a goddess with a chakra, because when I talk about goddess energy, it's an energy again. So if I'm struggling with my personal power, I may want to go into the vibration of using and working with the goddess Athena, who was the strategy goddess, who won wars and who had a great ability to just look ahead and to focus and to push strategies in place. So we can work with that kind of an energy. We can bring that in. Each week we will work with a different goddess. So that's something I've added this time to the course. And I've also actually thrown in I recently ran the Global Emotional Health Summit, and my own presentation on that summit was about owning our own life story. So I talk about story a lot and how story forms for us. And we all have a unique story, and some of us can have limiting beliefs attached to it. I think we all nearly have, but it's learning to just separate and to realize it's okay to be where we are with our own story. When we own it, then we can actually decide whether we want to change it or whether we want to stay where we are. It's our choice. So that recording, it's an hour-long presentation, is included as well. So all the details that you will need for the course are up on www.irishhealthhour.com, and you can also click on the link on this page to find out more in relation to price, early bird details, etc. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at irishhealthhour@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.